Welcome back to the Sutter Podcast. I got my co-host Mark here. I am Victor. How are y'all feeling today? How are you, Mark?
I'm good.
We're definitely wearing the same shirt in two different sessions.
We should have switched shirts. Can you imagine? Like, what the fuck's going on?
Like, y'all not slick.
Y'all, we know what y'all doing. Like, no, you don't.
How you doing, Mark?
I'm doing good.
That's good.
Yeah. Doing pretty great.
That's good. You know what I saw today? That now we're just gonna have. I'm just gonna get right into it.
What?
Oh, I saw this today, and like I don't know. I still don't know if this is like legit or not. And I mean, if it is, great for him. Happy for him. But I don't know if you know who Theo Von is. It's one of my uncles. So no, no, his name is Theo Von. It sounds like Theo Von. He's like a comedian. He's been on like Joe Rogan's podcast and stuff, and like he has his own podcast.
Heard him for sure, like 100%.
But he had Casey Fry on his podcast.
Okay.
And he just came out as bi.
Interesting. Okay.
But like the reason I bring this up is because like, all right, obviously like good for him. I'm happy for him if all this is for real. But like with him, I don't know.
Why?
Because like it's hard to ever know when he's being serious.
Oh, he's just like, I guess, a funny person.
He's just like he's a comedian. He knows how to like act or like be a certain way. So like I'm not trying to make a joke out of it or act like I don't believe him. But it's like you could never know like if he's just being legit or not.
True.
So like I'm happy for him, and he's like, oh, like I'm dating this, like this is my first time dating a guy, and like the Theo Von was asking him like, oh, like what is he like how'd you meet him and all this other stuff, like just trying to like find out more, not necessarily give out his name, but like, oh, did you meet him like somewhere, or he met him online? And then Casey's talking, he's like, yeah, I met him at Pride, like the Pride Parade, and he's like, really? He's like, no, I'm fucking kidding. He's like, I met him online. So then he starts doing that. So I'm like, I don't know if like he's being for real or not.
Sure.
So he's like, what is he like? Is he tall? Is he like whatever this and that? He's like, oh, he's actually shorter. Like he's like a teddy bear, like chubby kind of guy. Like he's mixed, he said. And then that like whole thing went on, and he's like, yeah, I never dated a guy before. Whatever, things are great. Like met him online, such and such. And then in the thread that I saw the video of, because I saw this on Twitter, somebody found the guy. Because the guy that he's with, they took a picture together. It's like them like hugged up. And in my head, I'm like, I still don't know. Because he can easily, because the way he is, he can easily just like from his videos and shit, he wouldn't care if he like faked it or like act funny. I don't know. I feel like this is like offensive to people, but I'm not trying to be. Like I'm genuinely like,
you're just
the way Casey Fry is, he could easily have just been fucking with all of us. But if he's actually gay, or not gay but bisexual, that's awesome. Like that's cool. And people on Twitter like, oh, like you guys are shocked that he's bi. Like you guys couldn't tell from his videos and stuff. I'm like, I don't know.
I'm not thinking about that.
I've also never seen him with a girl. I don't think so. It's just like I don't know what his situation was, but
yeah. But even then, it's like you're not thinking about that when you're seeing somebody just
make funny videos.
You're just laughing. That's really it. So
it's just like people that are so good at just like playing a role or like doing a certain thing or being sarcastic. Like you can never be like, oh, I don't know if he's being serious or not. And people in the thread is like, I don't know if he's being for real or not. He could easily just like, like even for me, like you were like, if I were to say that, it'd be easy for me to just be like, say these things and like, and just be for a bit. So it's just like, I was hearing about this. I'm like, not that I like can't believe it, like whatever, like if he's gay or he's bi or whatever.
You were just like, nah, like,
and not even that, but it's like a part of me still is like, this is Casey Fry. Like he easily could just be doing this for a bit. He's like on a podcast, whatever. Like he pops up like once every 6 months. He's never like consistently active.
Yeah.
I don't even know what he does like for a living, because he's not consistent on any platform.
That is true. Yeah. So I don't know.
Like he has a big. He's like an artist. He's like Frank Ocean. Like he pops out of he goes outside like once every 6 months, and everybody's like, holy shit, and then you don't see him again.
Disappears in the wind.
He's just one of those people where he's so good at what he does, but he just doesn't want to do it.
Yeah, and it's just some people are like that. They just don't want the fame, I guess. It's just they don't care for it. They just want to.
And it's always like the talent, and it's always like the most talented ones that are like that. It's just like, yo, like I could body all of y'all, but like I just don't want to deal with all that shit.
Yeah.
Because what part of you like doesn't believe that he could not be on like any comedy movie that comes out and just like body it? He can play roles. Like he's just naturally like a funny actor.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know exactly like when he started, like, I guess, doing his videos.
It was Vine.
Was it Vine? Okay.
Yeah. He was popping on Vine.
Okay. I wasn't sure. I didn't remember. So, okay, yeah.
Him, Nicoletti, all those people were, like, at the same time just, like, fucking it up.
Yeah. So yeah, like you said, some like from starting off from there, from being on Vine, it's like yeah, you like if you were somebody back then who was that funny, and then even now people still know you and recognize you, like yeah, you definitely could do whatever you want as far as like comedy stuff or anything like that, you know, for sure.
So I don't know, but congratulations, Casey Fry did it during Pride Month, kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Good for him. Another thing that makes me kind of think, because like we were talking about him a while ago, or just off air. Remember I was telling you about, you know, the guy that does I keep forgetting his name, but he does like the NBA videos. We were talking about like when LeBron lost.
Oh yeah, Mark
Phillips.
I think it's Phillips. I don't know, like 100, but yeah.
So
I also heard about him. Yeah, about
the movie role thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I saw that too, and I'm just like, okay, like I see, what was it, Bernie Mac?
Bernie Mac. That was really crazy. Like
that's a hard thing to play though. I don't know if
it's hard, but it's really funny due to the fact that he can resemble him.
He resembles him, but like to act like him, that's hard.
True.
To sound like him?
Yeah, like to sound like him would be hard, and to, you know that you have to like, because again, like Bernie Mac was in his own style, like so it's not
if you
like
hear his voice, you know who it is.
Yeah, so it's not like you can kind of like play around it and kind of make it your own. It's like no, you have to like do exactly like him. So it's like that will be pretty difficult. But I mean, hey, if he's like 100 for it, like I feel like he'll be able to kind of like you
have to. I mean, we've never seen him like have to do that. He would always just be himself.
Yeah, be himself. So yeah, you wouldn't know, but
if he were to body that, I'd be like, yo, like you're set. If you somehow body that role, if he even gets it, it was between him and somebody else.
Yeah. So
let's allow you to like, Kanye? Like
exactly.
I can't do that shit. Like that was
exactly
like that voice. And then I had seen that because I don't know. I had seen also like the part that Bernie Mac did in like Transformers. When he came to the dealership, he's like, "Oh, like
that was okay.
Driver don't make the car make the driver."
Yeah.
And then he's like waving to his grandma, he's like, "I'll knock you off your head, bitch." And he's just like, I can't do the voice, but like to do that shit, that's not easy.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's in its own class of its own, you know.
And there are already people who can do his voice but don't look like him. Like there got people that could body like the voice of like Kevin Hart, Cat Williams, Eddie Murphy, Chris. Like there's a lot of people who've like mastered those voices.
Oh, what's his name?
Jay Farrow.
Jay Farrow.
He like can do all of them, but he doesn't look like any of them.
Exactly. True. You know who was also at the game yesterday? I'm sorry, that's so random to like bring up, but who was also at the game was Chris Tucker.
He was at what game?
The basketball game.
The Sixers game?
I believe so, yeah. I remember I saw him on the screen at one point.
Oh, I thought you, for a second there when you said the game, I thought you were talking about he was at Xfinity Live. I'm like, you didn't get a picture or nothing?
No, hell no. I would have definitely told you that. That would be the first thing I ever told you the whole time. No, it was at the game, at the actual like Sixers game. I think I remember seeing like him pop up on the screen. I was like, what the hell?
That's tough. Well, it was in Atlanta, right? So that's why.
But jumped off his topic. Anyway, Bernie Mac.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see if he actually gets it and actually like, you know, what he can do with it. And it's just really crazy to think that you're somebody who does these little like
internet
skits,
videos and then that's how you get discovered.
And it's just like not even get discovered, just the fact that like you jump from that to like literally his daughter like reaching out to you and being like, yo, I'm considering you a planner. Like that's just so crazy to think. Like
yeah. You know, did we ever talk about this? So you remember is John Witherspoon? From Friday and like he's one of the voices in the Boondocks and he's done like a bunch of movies. He's just like that's how he be talking.
Oh, man,
his lip be quivering and shit.
I think so.
I can't think of any of his lines right now, but I'm tripping. But
yeah. I know you're talking about. Yeah.
But yeah, I forget what they call him, like, because his movie is like Granddad, or in the show he's a granddad of the Boondocks.
The Boondocks, I know exactly what you're talking about.
So he passed away about, what was it, I think last year? Or the year before. Yeah. But he passed away. Obviously, he was the voice of the Boondocks. And for a couple years now, they've been talking about doing a revival of the Boondocks. And there were some people that were upset because I don't know if this is correct, if I'm forgetting correctly, but I did not mean to press that at all. That was completely on accident. So
Taco Bell, if you haven't noticed, we have a code you want to use.
No, but in all seriousness, so he passed away, and he was one of the voices on. He was Granddad on the Boondocks, and they're doing the revival, and they wanted to find somebody to do his voice, and people were really upset, and I understand why, because his son, they were saying the sounds can do the voice and like act like him and get the cadence down, and they selected fucking King Batch to do the voice. I don't think I ever brought this up to you.
Yeah,
this pissed me off so bad.
Yeah, that pissed me off too, because I'm just thinking of his voice, like
just pick the right person.
Yeah, like that.
Especially with an animated show, you can't, like, if you fuck up the voice, that's everything. The drawing is going to be the same.
Obviously, yeah.
Same art. People can redraw something similar. Like, people have been, like, redrawing Family Guy, SpongeBob. They've had different artists throughout the years and shit. Like, that's not difficult. But the voice, though, like, you can't fuck that up a little bit.
Yeah, no, it's very hard. And that's just a random-ass person. Like, why?
And then it seems like it would only make sense more, like, one, like, it's his son.
Yeah, it's his son.
He sounds like him. He knows him, like, top to bottom, I'm assuming, because they've been around each other. And if anything, if he were alive and to have the choice, he would probably pick his son.
Mm-hmm. He would literally ask him first person before like even like the information got out there.
It's probably in his fucking will, like, yo, make my son play me.
That's stupid. Yeah, I don't know why they would ever do that. Hopefully it doesn't go through.
And it's basically, from what you were saying earlier, just like being discovered, like getting these opportunities is just like, which is great because we've talked about before of like hating how Hollywood will just like, it'll be like a connections thing or like just people that are related to each other just keep in that loop of like always being famous or getting those parts because they know somebody. Mm-hmm. So for the internet to kind of break that a little bit, it's kind of good. It's kind of dope. Cause like even when I was looking at like online before, I was just seeing like there was a picture of like young Leo. Yo, this kid's been. I'm like, yo, he's been famous since he's probably like 10, maybe even earlier. And then to think also, there's pictures of like what's his name, Chris Evans and what the fuck's her name, Black Widow,
Scarlett Johansson.
There's pictures of them when they were like 7, like hanging out, and they're both like famous, like playing these movies. And I was like, that's not a coincidence. Like,
yeah, no.
like that's based off of like, oh, my dad does this and he knows this person and this and that, so they end up all getting these opportunities that a lot of people shouldn't have.
Yeah, it's just an easier step in the door.
Don't get me wrong, I love the Marvel movies and shit, and like they do dope, but like a lot of them got there just because of based off who he knows, and unfortunately, that's just life.
It's a lot of times it's not what you know, it's who you know.
I learned that way too late in life, unfortunately.
Yeah, my mom runs that through my ear literally almost every day.
Yeah,
so that's why. Yeah,
I like learned that basically in college of just like. You could work hard as shit. You could be better than a lot of the people around you.
But because that guy next to you
knows this, or is related or is whatever, like he's gonna be better off.
He's set. Meanwhile, you're over here doing all this extra work, doing all this stuff, thinking, yeah.
Just saying, but
doing all this extra stuff. Meanwhile, there's somebody who was like, you know what? I just want to start a podcast, and it can literally just be one person. It's not even like a group type thing. It just be one person, and because that person is friends or has a relative or something like that, it's just like, all right, now
you're gonna be successful.
Now I have millions of followers. Now I'm on the front cover of like whatever, and I'm literally on trending. Like that's that easy.
You know what's a great example? The fucking Wayans family.
Yeah.
Like, all of them have Hollywood opportunity.
Mm-hmm. That is crazy, though. But, like, it's so cool, though, low-key.
That's awesome. Like, don't get me wrong. If we was up there, everybody eating. Yeah. Everybody, like, look at fucking Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler only hires his fucking homies. Yeah, that's it. It don't matter what. And that's been going on since he started. Like, I don't even realize it till now, but, like, we've seen, like, Grown Ups and, like, all these other movies. And then, like, the other day, I was watching 50 First Dates. And then I seen the same people that were like in Grown Ups on 50 First Dates, and that movie's like probably like 20 years old, probably more.
Yeah, it's literally like the same. Like it's crazy. No matter what, like yeah. And then even when you see some of like some of those other friends do their own movies, you kind of still see those same people kind of still show up in those movies. Mm-hmm. Like they're all in like this whole circle where they kind of all know like okay, like no matter what, if I have a movie coming out. Clear your schedule because you're gonna be casted for it. Like it's always a thing. So
it's just like My Wife and Kids and like fucking Scary Movie and White then you Chicks. See like the Wayans brothers and White Chicks and all that shit. And then even if you don't see them on camera, they're probably behind the scenes getting a check too.
Mm-hmm. Doing something, yeah.
or like Adam Sandler's movies is just like 50 First Dates and like was it Baby Daddy or
Yeah.
Big Daddy?
Big Daddy, yeah.
And fucking Mr. Deeds and all this other like it's
Mr.
just
Deeds.
always that's my shit. But and there's all these movies it's like the same guys or like what's another who else does shit like that? I don't know. But you get my point. Just people being related and just being in that loop and it
What's the phrase? Who's the guy that plays in the movie? Oh shit, I can't remember his name. The guy, who was in Grown Ups, who ended up getting his foot shot with an arrow. You know what I'm talking
Oh yeah,
about,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
What's the one movie that he does where it's like he has this phrase? Oh shit, I can't remember it.
What's the phrase?
That's what I'm trying to
Oh.
remember, but it's like a movie and it's gonna come to me and I'm gonna be really upset when it comes to me at the end. But yeah, he though also does a lot of shit too sometimes where again he casts like the same type of people and everything like that, and they're like always really cool. So
And you know what fucked me up too that I learned the other day? I love doing that too. Or like
wait, I think it's You Can Do It.
Oh yeah.
You can do it. That's the shit. Go ahead.
But like when I watch animated shows and I recognize a voice, I immediately like, yo, like where's that voice from or who's that from? I love doing that.
Yeah.
And like looking it up and figuring it out. One thing that I never noticed that I figured out the other day was so Cusco, like the Emperor Cusco. Do you know who voices that?
Who voices Cusco?
Mm-hmm.
I actually don't.
It's he's in Grown Ups, the blonde guy, David Spade.
Really,
Joe
David
Dirt.
Spade.
Joe
does-
Dirt voices Cusco. And then I'm watching the video of him voicing it as like a younger person. I'm like, yo, that's crazy. Now you
Now I
can't
can
unhear
see
it. Now you can't unhear it.
Now
Yeah.
I see it. Now I see it. Wow, that's pretty crazy. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy. Like now that I think about it, I'm like, wow. Interesting.
A lot of, and then like the other guy, it's like Sully, basically the same voice. Forget his name. The homie that he hangs out with, he has like a whole family and shit. Big guy in Cusco, the movie.
Wait, my bad. Oh, okay. Yeah,
His
yeah.
friend or whatever that's like helping him out. That's Sully from
That's
Monsters,
so.
Inc.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I forget that guy. I usually always remember his name, but I'm not
Isn't
remembering it
he-
right now.
Yeah, I can't remember what his name is.
He's from Roseanne.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
The dad.
I was like, I'm trying to remember like what he played in. But yeah. Yeah. It's yeah. I definitely knew his voice. Like his
Mhm.
voice, I remember hearing
Because
a lot.
he does a lot.
Yeah, but I did not think of freaking Cusco. That was the one I didn't think of.
Yeah.
That's
And
pretty
then
funny.
Yzma is fucking Eartha Kitt. I don't know if you know who that is. It's like she's famous for this one video of like basically more like feminist type of video of like talking about like men or like how she doesn't need men and like a lot of people will repost it. It's a famous video, but I didn't realize that she did Yzma. Crazy. It's like, and it was, I guess the videos from like one of those like behind the scenes. I guess they would come with the DVD and they're talking about everything.
And you just see
Yeah.
them, yeah.
If I find it, I'll send it to you. But when I saw David Spade, I was like, what the fuck?
Like,
I never would have thought.
why are you here? It's like, why are you here?
Well, it's funny too because like even with shows like Rick and Morty, those same writers wrote Gravity Falls, which is another show that was on Disney Channel. And like when I was watching that, a lot of those voices were the same. And then when I was watching that, the sister Marble on Gravity Falls is the same voice from Bob's Burgers. So it's just like
connected.
So when I hear those voices, I'm like, yo, like where's this from? And I try really hard to think about it. But David Spade fucked me up
Yeah.
because now that's all you see.
Yeah, now I'm just like, wow. And whenever I watch that movie again, I'm just going to picture him on the microphone,
Yeah.
just like literally talking. I'm like, wow, that's pretty interesting. Funny. Yeah.
I don't know how you get famous and not want to do all those things.
Oh, no. for
Like, say if
sure.
like you're like a rapper or whatever. Like a lot of rappers don't be on TV like that anymore. Back then, it used to be like Tupac did like a bunch of
Used to be
movies
a
and
thing.
shit, and like
Ludacris.
yeah, he's still doing this shit.
Yeah.
If I were, I'm like, yo, like voice acting, regular acting, kids shows, adult shows, books, anything. Like, yo, call me.
Did you hear that Big Sean was on that animated show or animated movie?
Which one?
It's like a type of dog movie. It's an animated dog movie, and he actually plays the voice of the main character.
Was it like Pets?
Yeah,
Like
it's
Pets
like
3?
Pets,
Oh.
but it's not Pets. It's a whole different movie type
Bolt.
thing.
Bolt
No.
2. Remember that?
No.
Fucking
Yeah, I
Miley
do.
Cyrus.
Oh yeah.
And John Travolta is the other voice. I don't know why I remember that.
That's so random, but yeah, it's another movie, but he actually does the voice for the main character. So
That's
it's
dope.
like-
I didn't hear about that.
yeah, I remember I saw that. It's on Netflix actually, so I'll watch that. But yeah, I whenever I hear about that type stuff too, I'm just thinking like the same thing. Like, why would you want to do all those stuff? Like in my head, I'm just like, yo, to think like if you're in something as far as like a movie or animated, like not gonna lie, like obviously the movie or show is going to get old and people are gonna forget about it. But like during the time being, especially if it's like a classic or something, people are always gonna be watching, and they're gonna see your face.
It's a check too. Like,
yeah, and to be in an animated, you know, it's like, oh, people are gonna hear your voice, and you're just like, oh wow, like I didn't know this person did this, and it's always pretty cool to like kind of see that. So
I mean, I guess the main thing is probably time. Like the time it takes to do a lot of these things is probably like.
Yeah.
Time consuming and tiring if you're already trying to stay good at what the one thing that you do. Let's say if you're like an athlete or you're a rapper or whatever, you want to make sure your music's still good so you can keep having those opportunities and shit. Like, but still, I still want to like, I still want all parts. Like, yeah. Even if I get to a point where like I'm retired from this one thing, I'll still want to do the other things.
Animated to me though seemed like really fun just because again, like it's nothing having to do with camera. It's literally just a microphone. So you're just talking and it'd be like cool.
Shit that you're already used to.
Yeah, and it'd be cool to like have somebody be like, okay, for this line, you know, just act a little excited.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just be going with it and I'll just take like maybe like 5 takes about it and you just keep moving on, just keep going. And I think that'd be really cool.
I don't care. Like, I don't care. Call me for anime, bro. I don't give a fuck. That'd be fire too. I don't care.
Exactly. Especially if that John pop off.
Yeah.
They were like, yo, I love this character. Like, that's me. Like, that's
Did
me.
you know the person who made this album was also this from this show?
Yeah.
That me.
That's me. I know.
Yeah. I would do I'd be like, yo, open my restaurant. I want a child's book. Write my memoir, autobiography. I want voice acting. I want to be every fucking thing.
Video game. I want to be in
all
a
that.
movie.
Call me.
Show.
That'd be my first tweet if we ever get big. I'm like, yo, any work you got for me, call me.
Call me.
I don't care. I'm there. I don't care if I lose.
Not everything.
Porn. Say no, I'm not doing that.
I'm like, yo.
I'm cool. That's gonna fuck up my career. But yeah, I would want to do all that shit. Like especially like, cause you don't know how long that shit's gonna last. Like especially with this. So say like when this pops off, it's internet. Like internet shit phases out. There are people who like pop off for a year and then just dies out. So if I'm not gonna take that shit like light.
Yeah,
like, I'm just like I'm
use
gonna
it.
touch everything and like try and get my bag together and do every opportunity I can to hope that I can keep shit going.
Yeah, and even if my like face isn't being shown straight up on like TV, that's fine. Like
It's a credit. I'll take the fucking
because a lot of the most famous people too are never shown on screen. They're behind the scenes and still getting shit. Like so it don't even matter as long as I know I got multiple sources of income.
Yeah. Gucci. I just caught on.
I was staring at you the whole time when I said that. I was waiting for you to look up.
It's like multiple
sources of income.
Yeah, David Spade.
Yeah, David Spade. Man, that guy's he's a funny guy. He was in another movie he made on Netflix called Wrong Missy. And that joint was pretty funny. You never seen it? It's a funny movie. It's almost like, like one of those type of movies, like grown-ups and type of stuff. Like
okay.
It's pretty funny. It's very just awkward and just cringy too. So yeah, get ready for that if you watch it.
Okay.
But it's pretty funny though.
It's like that, that one, what's his name? Eric Andre, he made that movie. It was like all like real reactions.
Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, it's not that.
Okay.
It's not that crazy. No, it's not like they're getting real people's like live reactions. No, it's actual like movie and whatnot. But it's just very awkward and cringy sometimes.
Okay.
Some of the stuff they do, but it's really funny. So yeah, David Spade. That name is always like cool.
Yeah, Spade.
Yeah,
You can't.
David Spade.
It's probably not even his name.
Imagine just switch.
Because there's a lot of people like that. You ever seen that?
They switched their name and whatnot.
But like, there's this person I think on Instagram or TikTok, whatever. They like, I guess people will comment like, look up this name, and it'll be like a famous athlete, and it won't even be their names, or like they come up with a nickname and shit, and then you'll be like, what the hell? Since when? First time that fucked me up was Tony Romo, quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys back in the day. His name's not Tony.
His name's not Tony.
It's like or Romo. His name's like Antonio something Ramos. So I guess he like tried to switch it up a little bit.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe again they didn't want to like have to put that all.
Well, no, but it was like middle name or whatever. But like his last name is Ramos. First name is Antonio, I think. He just didn't want to have like a Hispanic name on his back or something. But and he still goes by Tony Romo. But
I mean, if we're talking about that literally goes for almost literally every freaking rapper.
Yeah.
Because that's almost like that's their main thing to do all the time.
And then there's even on the Sixers, Shake Milton. That's not his real name. His name's not Shake. His dad called him Shake, so they changed it, but it's something different. Or like Julio Jones from the Falcons. Well, now he's on a different team, but Julio Jones' name is not Julio. It's like Quantavious or something like that.
Quantavious.
I might be wrong. I watched a lot of those videos when he like looked up the names, but it's not even what he says it is.
Quantavious. That one's different.
Yeah.
That one's different.
Fucking Black, like Six Lack. His name is like Ricardo Valentine or something like that. Like he's like, I think he's like half Hispanic. I might be wrong.
I would just make my name Valentine. That's pretty tough, you know. I don't know, maybe.
It's not Six Lack though. It's not
Sicily, you know. Slap.
So yeah, David Spade name might not even be David Spade.
True. He took a cool name. He went in that name generator and got it.
I know.
Got lucky.
That's how fucking Childish Gambino got his name with the Wu-Tang Clan generator.
Exactly. So hey, maybe he got lucky. I'm gonna get my kid's name off of that.
The Wu-Tang Clan name generator.
I'm like, no, we have to make it this name. I went through all the trouble. I went through so many possibilities. This was the best one I came out with.
It's like fucking Family Guy when he named Megatron.
Yeah. It was like, oh, your actual name is actually Megatron.
Her friends came and was like, hey, Megan. He's like, you guys just call me Megan? It's like, yeah, that's not what your, like, the long version of your name is. And it cuts to him in, like, the hospital.
It's like, no,
you sure you want to name
actually.
it Megatron?
He's like, yes. Oh, man.
You know what I wanted to bring up that, like, again, it's just very random, but I feel like it's worth talking about. And I don't know if you, like, notice the same thing, but, all right, so personally on my social media, a lot of my shit is just, like, food and, like, tattoos and, like, sports. It's never anything serious. I follow, like, 10 people that I actually know, and, like, it's just, like, you guys and, like, just regular shit. And my feed usually be, like, super just, like, not toxic or, like, not, like, depressing. And I feel like a lot of people's shit is because they'll follow, like, drama pages and shit like that. And recently, I made the mistake of download or following 911 Philly. I don't know if you follow them. Don't. So, like...
They just give you a heart attack every 2 seconds.
That, and it's just, like, so... Like, that one page alone made my feed so depressing and sad. Like, that I don't follow them. But it's just, like... At first, it was like, oh, like, sometimes it's funny shit. But other than now, it's just, like... It's mad depressing to hop on and see that shit. And it's just, like... I know... Philly has gotten worse with, like, killings and shit like that. We already surpassed our murder count for, like, the year, like, I think last year or the year before at, like, the 6-month mark. And Philly's gotten really bad with robberies and murder and just shootings and shit and crime. And people were, like, snapping on the mayor because of it. That's why we had that whole election recently. And, like, somehow he still ended up winning, even though, you know, we talked about that before off air. But, yeah, like, the city's getting worse and it's kind of upsetting to see because, like, I love being down here. And it's like...
It's just not safe.
It's not. It's like everybody's just kind of, yo, you got to move out of here. Like, It's just not a good look. Like, it's not getting any better.
Yeah, it's just a shame. It's going to turn into Gotham.
Basically. Spare me. And, like, I follow that page, and it's just, like, every night or every day, like, multiple posts of, like, a murder or a shooting or something like that. And it'll be in neighborhoods that we recognize clearly, like, cities that we hang around. And it's just, like, by the skin of our teeth that we just aren't there. Because usually it'll be, like, I was just there a couple hours ago, and then this shit will pop off.
Yeah.
So, kind of sad for my my city. It's kind of upsetting. I don't want to see this shit. And a part of me is like, I want to, like, we always talk about, like, putting on for where we're from and, like, not going to LA or New York and, like, abandoning it. But it's like when shit like this is going on, it's like it's kind of hard to, like...
It's kind of hard because it's like who's to say, like, yeah, we could do it, but then it's like nobody would probably want to, like, I guess, quote unquote, work here because they hear about it and they're just like, yeah, it's just hard. It will be hard to get the word out because people just hear, like, oh, as soon as they hear, like, Philly, they're like, like, I don't think I want I don't think I want to kind of, like, do any business there or... You know, because...
That's why I don't get no concerts here. And, like, people always talk about, like, our fans for sports games, how we're fucked up and all this other shit. And just, like...
We're ratchet. It's just, we're ratchet and unsafe. It's a bad combo. And it sucks. Yeah. It's literally a video game here.
Yeah.
GTA. Like.
And people were just like, oh, like, you gotta stay safe, get people out of here, all this other shit. And I'm just like, I gotta delete this fucking page off my feed. Because this shit... I know. I already hate having the news on in general because it's always just like this person died, this person's missing, this person got raped, this person got stabbed. It's like, all right,
It's sad, yeah.
I know shit is going on. I know shit happens. I know it's good to be informed, but there's a certain point where it's just like I know there's good news out there, and they just constantly just trying to force this.
It's like nowadays when it comes to news, it's like they think the only good I'm not trying to say good news, but the only news that they think is worth putting out there is bad
To get
news.
viewership or to get people
And
glued
it's
to the
like bad
TV.
news. But when it comes to the good stuff, they're just like,
to
all
bring
right, let's
fear.
put this here for like 2 seconds, and then, all right, so somebody else died, and you're just like, okay, well,
Like we already went through a year and a half of just COVID, people dying from this disease. Like you can't touch each other, can't be near each other.
that was literally it. There was nothing good about anything.
And even now, it's still some of that. It's like, oh, we're still fighting the pandemic and all this other shit.
Oh, but here, look at this dog for 2 seconds.
It's like,
all
oh,
right, that's enough.
Yeah. Oh, you guys, we're all getting vaccinated, so we're gonna get back to normal. But this fucking vaccine has a bunch of side effects that you don't know about. It might kill you. You don't know. You might be able to not have kids or have a heart attack, or you're.
Too late. It's already inside you. We didn't warn you till after you got
Yeah,
it. So
like-
now it's- yeah. The news.
I can't stand it.
Yeah, I've never been a fan really of it either.
I'm all for being informed and knowing what's going on, but it's like,
At a certain point, you're just sitting there like, man, like,
what is it doing for you?
yeah. You just feel like there's always like this, you have to watch over your shoulder type thing. And it's very annoying.
You just have to take care of yourself in general. But like, it's just all right. So that already happened. Why are you showing me this? Is a person on the loose? No. The case is solved. All right, then what? You're not even showing the person that got killed as like a memorial. That's another thing.
True.
They say man got shot 10 times. That's it. Oh, they captured the guy and everything, then that's it. It's not even like, oh, this person passed away. Let's show the nice picture of them in their face and like show respect. It's just like, oh, we're going to use you for clicks. It happened on this corner of this street at this time, and that's it.
Yeah, and then it's just on to the next thing.
The next murder in the next section of the city. So yeah, I just want to bring it up. I'm like, yo, like I hate to see it, but and I love being down here, but it's just like it gets to a point where it's like, is it worth it?
Did he make it?
Will he survive the rodeo?
That's how it feels, bro. That's how it feels.
That's how I feel down
no
here.
cap. Yo, the rodeo, bro. Damn. T.I., where you at, bro?
Yeah, it's like the other day somebody got shot outside of the Federal Donuts where we
I saw
where we be driving on the like after we leave here.
I saw about that and I was like, damn, really? Like,
Outside the Federal Donuts, can't even get a chicken sandwich and some donuts.
I was like, damn, we drive by there all the time, and I'm like, I can't believe there's a spot. Like,
It's because of that corner store that's right there.
Oh yeah.
The other day, they were like around Huntington Park. Somebody got like, they were running from because they just made bikes like street bike or like
Yeah,
like they
dirt
made
bikes,
four wheelers and dirt bikes like illegal basically.
I just heard about that yesterday.
Yeah, so
Seth told me about it. I was like, damn, that's freaking crazy.
regular motorcycles are fine, but like
Yeah, but
dirt bikes and like four wheelers and shit is like considered illegal in the street. So and that was like a week ago now already, but there was a video like near on Whitaker, like where the McDonald's is at in that gas station. There was two guys on like motorbikes and like the cop just like ran over his bike and like he fell off it and he got up and tried to run away and then a car hit him. And then he got up from that being hit and hopped on the other guy's bike and ran away from the cops. And that was like 5 minutes away from where I was at. I had passed by like an hour after the fact, and I was just like, what the heck? And that's on 911 Philly.
Jesus Christ.
And some girl in the car recording like, oh my God! Oh my God!
Yeah, it wouldn't be a video.
Yeah.
If she wasn't screaming, you know. It wouldn't be real. It's like, show me proof. Damn, that's insane. I couldn't imagine getting hit twice.
The more I added to the story, your mouth just kept.
Oh my God. Like, he got hit, then he got up, then got hit, and then left on somebody else's bike. So I'm only imagine what he looked like now.
Yeah.
Like, hey, yo. So, damn. I mean, yeah, I don't know. That's crazy. I find it a little bit extreme for you to run over my bike, though.
Well, it was like he tried to cut him off,
And it just happened.
and he like
to-
fell over. So it didn't run him over, like wherever.
Oh, okay.
Like the guy fell off his bike. He like, and the cop car like ran over it to like secure the bike so he wouldn't get on it. So the guy was fine until he ran off and got hit by a car. He was still fine somehow. I'll show you the video after this if it's still up.
It's got crazy bones.
Yeah, he's
something.
durable.
Yeah,
Not a single bone broken.
That's why he driving those things.
True.
Yes, he knows if he falls, he's fine. So,
And people were all upset about that, but it's like, one, I get it, like Philly, bike life, whatever. But 90% of the people that like drive those, they drive like fucking assholes.
Yeah, they don't really care sometimes. They're really just getting in between, swerving between cars sometimes, you know. And it's just, again, like if you were respectfully driving it, it'd be fine.
Then nobody would give a fuck.
But there's just times where you're driving it and sometimes people don't even know you're there. So then if there's a case where they're either turning a lane or something like that, or, you know, they just drive close to you, like who knows what could happen.
It'll be a squad like 10 deep, just eat a red light.
Yeah, that'd be the worst part, yeah. Because then it would be at the last second where it already is a red light and cars are already kind of getting into
so that shit is dangerous.
So it's like, yo, like, who are you going to blame, you know? Like, obviously them, but it's like a situation where if they don't get hit and they're running and say another car hits another car, it's like,
yeah,
what do we can't get, they left, we can't do shit. Like, now we got to take care of this shit ourselves. It kind of sucks. So.
Like, I completely, like, because it's a part of the city, like, people are used to just living, but, like, there's a certain point where it's like, all right, you just being ignorant a little bit. Like, you could drive it normal, like, fucking, like, obey, like, the law, like, traffic laws and shit to a certain extent and, like, just be chilling. But, like, to be 100 deep on a certain street and think for everybody just be cool with that, or, like, just to be eating lights or, like, weaving through traffic or highways and shit and, like, just being unsafe, because that's what it is. I'm not trying to be, like trying to ruin the fun. Yeah. But it's just, like...
Come on, Victor. Stop being an adult.
Not even... But it's just, like, there's to a certain point, it's like, all right, damn, like, it's just not being smart, though.
Yeah. Like you said, I feel like the whole thing, like you said, the whole like having like 50 people or whatnot, it's probably the worst part, because then they all think and they have to be like right with each other. Yeah. So it's like whenever they see them,
so they be
like,
trying to keep up or like do
with a light, and then that shit. And then not to mention sometimes again, like they also, like you said, with the whole swerving, like sometimes if anything they might go on the sidewalk just randomly because they're trying to get around shit, and it's just like, bro, like you could hit a person, like if they're not careful looking or knowing what's going on, like you hit them, what are you gonna do? Stop?
Yeah, you gotta be a little mindful, because I honestly, like, I don't see that much of a difference between that and like a regular motorcycle. But now one of them is banned because the people that drive motorcycles kind of just be chilling and acting like a car, and y'all want to be out here like doing the most. Like, it's just not necessary. And now look at what happened. And now people are just gonna drive them more.
That's true.
Just to be, again, assholes about it.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
And people are just upset, like, oh, like that's some people's means of transportation. I'm like, yo, you got regular bikes, motorcycles, SEPTA, a car, walking, all this other shit. You mean tell me like this is what you depend on?
Yeah, I don't know
what happened to. But all right, that's my piece on talking about Philly just not doing too hot. Mark, where can they find you?
You can find me.
Now that I know what that is, I'm just in the key. Yeah.
Find me at Taco Bell on my dirt bike.
Dirt bike. Say no.
Dirt bike. Yeah, you can find me on Instagram, etc Marky Mark.
Trying to see if
Twitter? I think that was the next one. Marky Mark, Twitch at MC Marky Mark. Victor, where can they find you, and etc. at?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at ETC Victor, as well as all the platforms, TikTok, Twitch, all that other stuff, etc. Same deal, at real etc. Emails real.etc@gmail.com. Anything you want to say before you're out of here, Mark?
Nah, just be safe out there. If you're in Philly, like you said, it's dangerous, so just be safe.
I agree, Mark. I don't know what this does, so I'm going to press it. Okay. I stopped it. Look at that. But yeah, we love you guys. We'll see you next week. Bye.